I'm here mostly just because the debt's been kind of piling up a little bit. At first, it wasn't really that noticeable, but my spending habits and everything have just kind of caught up to me.
Michael is in over $20,000 of credit card debt, and he's bleeding more than $1,000 every single month. Yeah, every month he's going backwards fast, but he's finally hit the point where he said, okay, I'm done with this. So today we're taking his budget, tearing it apart, and rebuilding it into something that's sustainable, if he's willing to cut the spending that got him here in the first place. This is Budget Reno. If you want to be the next Budget Renovation, you can apply below. On our first call, it was clear Michael isn't lazy. He's not dumb, he just hasn't been tracking anything. And when you don't track anything, you tend to spend everything. Michael has $36,067 of total debt and $1,271 per month in minimum payments. Here's a quick breakdown. 4 credit cards totaling $21,700, 3 student loans totaling just over $10,000, and a car loan worth $4,300. He actually has 2 car payments, but his dad just took over the second car and car payment, so we're not counting that here. Now the debt isn't even the biggest problem. It's that the monthly payments are eating his entire paycheck alive. Here's the good news. Michael actually makes a solid income. He earns $75,000 per year. After taxes and retirement contributions, he brings home $4,078 per month. The bad news, my first call with him revealed that his spending totals nearly $6,000 per month. That means he's negative by $1,850 every month, which explains the growing credit card balances. Now, most of his fixed expenses, rent, utilities, groceries, are all pretty normal. But then we get to the fun stuff. On a monthly basis, here's what he's spending on average in 4 key sections of his budget, according to the money app that he's using. He's spending $425 a month on restaurants, $1,060 a month in shopping, $1,000 in uncategorized, and $350 in fuel. Now on the surface that doesn't sound crazy, except that $350 is more than what most families spend in an entire month for fuel. He's a single guy and he's not driving an insane amount. It's because his car requires premium fuel, and we'll come back to that. Are you ready for the budget renovation?
I am more than ready for the budget renovation.
Okay, perfect. All right, when it comes to every budget renovation, we can do 2 things: increase income and decrease expenses. So let's increase his take-home pay. There's 2 checks that I always do before telling people to work more hours. I ask, 1, are your tax holdings optimized? In his case, they are, so we're good. And 2, are you contributing to retirement? Michael's investing 6% of each paycheck to get his 3% employer match. Normally, I'd love that, but if debt is drowning you, then a match doesn't matter. So for now, we're gonna pause the 6% investment. That bumps his take-home pay from $4,078 per month to $4,428 per month. All right, retirement police, please calm down. It's temporary, and right now he's paying more in interest than what he's earning. Did you know that I have 5 debt payoff trackers that you can have for free? I've got 1 for paying off your credit cards, 1 for student loans, 1 for car loans, 1 for your house, and a general one that you can use to fill in for whatever other debt that you have, like a 401k loan, a HELOC, a personal loan, whatever. This one behind me is for home payoff, and we are literally halfway through exactly right now. Each tracker has 50 to 200 blocks to fill in as you pay off your balance, and you can have these totally free by clicking the link below and putting in your email address. They're a great way to keep up the momentum for paying off your debt as quickly as possible. Check out the link below and back to the video. Okay, now for the fun part, cutting expenses. Michael has a spending problem, and most of it comes from using credit cards. So the first step, cut up the cards. Extreme debt requires extreme change. But I think that your first step is going to be cutting up the credit cards. Okay. So I'm going to be waiting for that video of you cutting them so that I can put it in the budget renovation video.
Okay. I'll send that to you. I think it'll be fun. So here is my simplified, deep cut version of his budget renovation. Bear with me, we gotta cut a lot of stuff. Okay, dining out is at $425 a month. We're dropping that down to $50 a month. Yes, it sounds insane. That's basically 1 trip to Chipotle if you get chips and guac. But most months, my wife and I do $100 a month in restaurants, so I know it's possible. You just gotta look for the deals. Also, Michael does love cooking, so I bumped his groceries up to $350 a month so that he doesn't feel totally deprived. I know that this is a doable grocery budget because our family does $500 to $600 a month on groceries. Shopping is going from $1,060 down to $100. Yeah, that $1,060 is hurting him a lot. But in our call, he admitted he wasn't even really sure where that money was going, which proves a point about how much we need to cut this back. All right, entertainment is going from $170 per month to $50 a month. Some of the entertainment spending we found was just for some subscriptions that he didn't know he was paying for. Car maintenance is going from $200 to $150 per month. In the last year, this average amount for car maintenance is partly because he was upgrading his vehicles. Not as many upgrades recently, but we can't justify that right now. We're focusing on just what we need for normal maintenance. And we've got high mileage vehicles. Honestly, I think $150 is more than enough. Internet, phone, and insurance. I made suggestions for some cheaper providers, which equals instant savings. The uncategorized category is going from $1,000 down to $100 per month. Good news is we found out that this category was mostly double counted expenses, or things we had already handled elsewhere in this budget renovation, like his second car payment that his dad is taking over, or the payment that he makes to his parents every month for car insurance and his phone plan, or the additional $270 that he pays on his car payment every month. As you'll see later, we'll cut back on the extra payment and just focus on making minimums on everything except for the smallest debt. Okay, here are some of my additions to his budget. Health insurance starting in May is going to cost him $380. He's not 26 yet, so he's on his parents' insurance, which is great. But when he turns 26 in May, he's gonna have to pay for insurance. Miscellaneous, I'm adding $50 per month for small things that pop up. Generosity, $400. Now I understand giving sounds incredibly counterintuitive at the moment based off of Michael's situation. But I truly believe that generosity does something to your psyche and something to your finances and your money management that is almost impossible to explain, except that there is a spiritual benefit and that there's a psychological benefit that's been documented in many scientific studies and research papers. All that to say, Michael doesn't have to give $400. He doesn't have to give anything. But my recommendation is to give to practice that muscle. $400 is about 10% of his take-home pay. At the moment, I would recommend to just give a little bit to at least begin exercising that muscle. Okay, now after this deep cut budget renovation, Michael has $73 per month remaining to put towards debt. Not amazing, but it's positive. And it grows to $453 per month until his birthday when he has to start paying for health insurance. Okay, so we've increased his take-home pay and decreased expenses. Let's jump into the debt payoff. All right, what we're gonna use in this budget renovation is the Ramsey baby steps, which utilizes the debt snowball for paying off loans. The point isn't math, it's momentum. If Michael can get one win, he'll get addicted to the progress. Okay, Michael has $2,600 in his checking account. For baby step one, we'll set aside $1,000 for a starter emergency fund, leaving $1,600 to get current on a couple loans and start the debt snowball. Now that remaining amount completely wipes out his smallest credit card debt and takes a chunk out of his second smallest debt, a student loan. From there, putting $73 per month towards his debt in the form of the debt snowball means that he would get out of debt in June of 2028. Not terrible, but not great. So let's look at a more aggressive budget renovation. This is the deeper cut plan. This version changes just a few things, but it makes a huge difference. Number one, adding a part-time job. Even $400 a month makes a massive dent. This is super realistic to earn working weekends, evenings, whatever. Number two, he can get a roommate. He's got a 2-bedroom apartment for $750. That would cut his rent and utilities in half, which is instant savings. Number three, sell his high mileage Lexus, which requires premium fuel. Then he can buy a reliable $3,000 commuter car, which has better fuel mileage and uses regular gas. Yeah, he'd be driving a bit of a beater for a little while, but it's temporary. No more $350 of fuel every month. That goes down drastically. And number four, when he turns 26, he could go with a cheaper health plan. According to what his employer offers, he could get the same benefits with a higher deductible and a lower monthly cost. He's young, healthy, and statistically unlikely to hit that higher deductible. And if he did, he would pause the debt snowball and he would cash flow those medical expenses. From what I'm seeing, the monthly savings on the cost would be worth it. Now, this deeper cuts version of the budget renovation gives him $1,296 to throw at his debt every month once he turns 26 in May. Before May, he can even put more money towards his debt. Imagine not having $1,271 that you have to pay towards companies every month.
Just looming overhead.
Yeah. Does that sound amazing?
Yes.
Yeah. Based on that, the debt-free date for him would be in February of 2027. That's less than a year and a half away. Those deeper cuts shave 16 months off of his debt-free date. That's very doable. Tough, but doable. It's super doable. Like, you can pay this off, and you can pay it off in a reasonable amount of time. And the beauty is that you have the capability of changing your situation as much as you want to. Yes, you can cut some expenses, but you can increase your income as well. And before May, he'd even have more to throw at the debt. The more he cuts, plus the more he earns, equals the faster he wins. Once the debt is gone, Michael can move on to the next baby steps. He can build that 3 to 6 month fully funded emergency fund for baby step 3. He can start investing again in baby step 4, and he can actually do the things that he wants, now stress-free. He can work towards buying a home, he can travel, he can upgrade his car, with cash of course, instead of being stuck in payments until you're 30 or beyond. Sounds so nice. He absolutely can do this. I know it's possible, but he has to decide he's done living paycheck to paycheck. He has to decide he's done living in fear of that next bill. He has to decide he's done being a victim of the system. To quote Dave Ramsey, having payments is normal. So let's be weird and pay off the debt.
I do have one question.
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
Did you remember to ask your viewers to hit the subscribe button?
Oh, no, I didn't. No, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. Now, if you want to be the next budget renovation, then apply below. Get your free debt trackers in the description, subscribe for more content like this, and watch this video next.